was excited for. Well, let's have a look then. Afghanistan needing 253 to win. That's going to be a very stiff task, I rather fancy. Remember, this is a used surface. We played on this same pitch in the first one-day international on Wednesday. So how will Afghanistan get on, I wonder?
One of the most notable aspects of that first innings, Brian, was just how effective the spinners were and how ineffective the seamers were. Ramanullah Gurbaz, therefore, opening the batting after that scare, the lower leg injury that we thought could have ruled him out of today, but with the extra day gap, the 2-day break in between the ODIs, it's meant that he's been good enough and fit enough to play. And then the young man who's been a bit of a talk of Afghan cricket over the last few weeks with an outstanding ACC Emerging Teams Cup in Muscat, he gets another chance, his second ODI at the top. But Brian, with that difference between the fast bowlers and the spinners, you do wonder have Bangladesh picked the right bowling attack, because they've got 3 out-and-out seamers, including this man, Shariful Islam, in their 11.
One of them, remember, is Mustafiza, and what a clever bowler he is, taking the pace off the ball.
Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go!
Let's play. Gurbaz on strike. Shariful with the ball in his hand. Straight away, Gurbaz skipping down the pitch and completing the single, and that's the jolly thing from Afghanistan perspective, because it was a very similar run on Wednesday that he trotted through for, and all of a sudden felt a pain in his thigh muscle and wasn't able to keep wicket as a result. But he's out there now. The medical team have done their job. But his record batting after keeping wickets isn't particularly effective, just 18 he averages. Let's see if he can buck that trend this evening.
It's an amazing stat, that, isn't it, Brian? The fact that his average tails off so drastically, not just his average, his strike rate too. Averages 18 in the second innings, having kept wicket in the first at a strike rate of just 65. And whilst he's not keeping wickets, he's averaging over 45. This is Siddiqullah Tal getting ready. So plenty of different kind of warm-ups from batters. Not sure I've seen that one before. They say watch the ball is the key.
Yes, that's the watchword, isn't it? Watch the ball, and that's exactly what he was doing there. A little bit of swing there for Shariful. First up, we saw that from Faisal Haq Faruqi as well when he had the new ball in his hand. Won't last long, very abrasive surface. The shine will go off this ball very, very quickly. That's up-ish, but into the gap between backward point and second slip. And Atal off the mark.
They're really contrasting attacks, Brian, aren't they? Because if you look at that Afghan bowling attack in the first innings, 7 wickets taken, all 7 going to the spinners. 3 days ago on Wednesday, the 9 wickets that the bowlers took, there was a run out to go alongside that right at the end. They all went to the seamers. That's why those 3 seamers have all kept their place. But Mehdi Hassan Miraz, he was wicketless, so too was Mahmudullah with his 2 overs, as was the leg spinner Rashad Hussain, who's now been left out.
Loves a quick single, does Ramanullah Gurbaz. If you're batting at the other end from him, you've got to be on your toes. Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed actually that Rashad Hussain's missed out today. He's played a lot of 2020 cricket. His one-day international career is very much in the embryonic stage. But I would have liked to have seen him get a little bit of a run, but obviously they didn't feel that this surface was in keeping with the skills that he offered. End of the first over. Afghanistan chasing 253 to win. They're 2 without loss.
যত্ন করে যে রাধে তার প্রশংসা করুন মন খুলে। বাছাইকৃত সেরা উপাদান থেকে তৈরি এসিআই পিওর গুঁড়া মশলা। রান্না হোক ভালোবাসার ভাষা।
ফুড মাও এতদিন ধরে এমনি পকেট কাটতেছে।
বাড়তি খরচ না করে আজই অর্ডার করুন ফুডি অ্যাপে। ফুডি।
আরো বেশি মানুষের পকেটে এখন বাংলাদেশি মেরিল পেট্রোলিয়াম জেলি। লেবুর সুঘ্রাণ আরো বেশি, ত্বকের যত্ন আরো বেশি, চলে আরো বেশি। আপনার পকেটে কি বিদেশি না বাংলাদেশি?
Taskin Ahmed. It's going to be operating from the Sharjah club end. It's called a wide there by the umpire. Bit of an airy-fairy shot by Siddiqullah Atal. Atta Ali Khan's joined me. Good evening to you, Atta. Are you happy with where Bangladesh find themselves at the moment?
Absolutely. Good evening, Brian. Good evening, all. Yeah, it turned out to be a good late evening for Bangladesh. To be able to score 52 in the last 5 overs and to get past 250. Yeah, very good.
Just heard Andrew Leonard talking about the composition of Bangladesh's attack. Is it suited to this surface, do you think?
Well, if you look at what he did achieve, those seam bowlers, Taskin picked up 4 for 53 in that first one-day international. And the amount of hard work that he's done in the recent past, it also shows how he handles himself in the middle. Tucked away for a single, and if you look at the surface, devoid of any grass, as a seamer you would want to see some grass to get something out of the surface, but he was pretty good, pretty accurate. He picked up Ramanullah Gurbaz early, denting the holes, hits the short one straight to the field. Again, the short one working, that was Mohammad Nabi. And then Chanda, 4 minutes straight. Very good. Not only he, I thought Mustafizur Rahman was spot on.
This is a really good matchup, this one, because Ramanullah Gurbaz has a career strike rate in excess of 90 against Mustafizur and Sharaful, but only 49 against Taskin. So there are 2 slips in. I think Afghanistan and Bangladesh both know the importance of Gurbaz's wicket here, because chasing in excess of 5 and over on an old used surface, you would reckon that Afghanistan would want to get off to a quick start, would want to make sure they didn't leave too much to do at the back end of the innings. As the balls get older, pitch gets even more tired, harder to hit perhaps.
Yeah, back of the length, and the reason for Shanta to have 2 slip in place, because there is a bit of lateral movement available for Taskin. Have a look at that. This particular delivery shifts away from the right hander, so he needs to get it a little bit closer to ensure that he plays at it. Too easy for him because a little bit too wide, and leaves it to the keeper.
There was no second slip for the left-handed Atal. That's blown away down to the boundary before. Mamadullah just slapped his thigh there in frustration, but he couldn't prevent that ball going over the rope.
Yeah, at times Taskin Ahmad guilty of bowling a little bit too wide. Again, this was quite wide. And Atal went for it. He's lucky, slices away, and it goes fine over the slip fielder. And then a couple of bounces. He got behind it, Mahmudullah, but could not hold on to it. So boundary.
Sloppy start this from Taskin. That's his second wide of the over. He struggled a little bit with his direction.
Yeah, at times when you come across early on against the left-hand right-hand combination, the bowler just tends to once go down the leg side, and once he can see the single, then he gets a other batter who can be a right-hander or a left-hander. So he's been quite down the leg side to both the batters.
Bread and butter for a top-class player that. Off the hip, down to fine leg. Atal will keep the strike. Afghanistan 11 without loss.
আমার মতো আপনারাও জানেন ডায়রিয়া সহ যে কোনো পানি শূন্যতায় আমার রাস্তা এসএমসি রোড স্যালাইন কিনা
আমার দুটো ঠিক আছে এখন আমার এটা গেছে কাকা
ভাই আটকে দিছে
না আটকে নেই নামাজ পড়ে সাউন্ড বন্ধ করে দিচ্ছে তোমার কি পরিষ্কার নেই আবার সার্ফোকা আছে তো ভয় লাগে তো
আছে সব আছে এগুলোকে নিয়ে তো আমার সংসার
আসলে ভয় লাগতেছে
আর পরিষ্কার না কখনোই পরিষ্কার না
ভয় লাগতেছে তো
আমি সবসময় ময়লা দিই আমার ময়লা ভালো লাগে
আড়াইশো তো লইছেই
মুরগিরা আগে দিছে মুরগি না আগে
মুরগিগুলো তো হ্যাঁ
শূন্য
শান্ত দা বল খাইছে শান্ত টেস্ট করছে আর টেস্ট খেলো না তো 250 হয়েছে আর তো আরো লেতে লইতো আর ওনার ইয়র্কার মাথা না ইয়ার মতো রুবেলিয়ার মতন আর ওনারকে ইয়র্কার দিতে পারে না এই একটা সমস্যা বাংলাদেশের ঠিক না রুবেলিয়া আগে মার খাইলেও কিন্তু ইয়র্কার দিতে পারতো আমার বলারে ওনার ইয়র্কার দিতে পারে না আপাতত তালি ফার্স্ট ছিল কয়েকটা ম্যাচে শরীফুল লইছে 50 লাখ আইপিএল
হয়ে গেছে
না দাম রাখছে আর কি এখন যাই নেয় নি পুরো আইলে নাই
বাংলাদেশ কেন পাইছে না
বাংলাদেশ 13 জনের নাম দিস
খাবো না ডিমবাজি ডিম কই পাইছেন না খাবো না খাবো না